Hey everybody, it's Matt DeWolf, your host of Car Wash Magazine Live, and welcome to another episode. Thanks for joining us on this program. It's only possible because of the support of ICA members. And so you can see, let me see if I can point the right direction, right over here. Yep, right over there. We've got a special code for you, Labor Day 20. So if you're looking to get your membership renewed, or maybe you haven't been a membership in the past, but you want to, you can use that code when you check out and you'll save 20% on your individual ICA membership. Remember, ICA membership gets you things like this. Ooh, yeah, that's right. That's the only way you can make sure you get all 4 issues of the magazine every time. And so make sure you take advantage. We're going to keep that code up over there for the duration of the program so you don't miss it. All right, let's see. Last week, friends, we were talking about a lot more than washing cars. We had our friends at Motor City Washworks on the program talking about what they do to help raise money for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. A great auction for them last week. Still preliminary in terms of the number of dollars raised, but we saw that number go up pretty substantially on that last day, so super excited about that. And for the folks who were winning bidders in that auction last week, they are having an event today drawing for the bonus giveaway. I think it's $30,000 in Motor City credits. So a pretty big number, a pretty cool opportunity for those folks who won those bids. If you are still wanting to get involved, and maybe you missed out on the auction, but you want to still give back to St. Jude and get involved in this community impact piece, you can do that through the Washing Cars Fighting Cancer program. And if you want some details about that, I was in the episode last week, or you can just reach out to the folks over at Motor City, and they'll get you connected and hooked up. So that is that piece of More Than Washing Cars for you. One other thing I want to share with you all today is what one group out in California is doing in response to the recent resurgence of some wildfires out there. Seven Flags Car Wash is doing a fundraiser tomorrow where they're going to donate $1 of every car wash sold to help those wildfire victims out there. Seven Flags, you may remember that is Jack Anthony and that family, and we had them on this program several weeks ago as well. So you want to see more about the Anthony family and how they approach their business, you can check that out. All right, up next for you guys, I want to share a little something from our friends down in Georgia at Fire Station Express Car Wash. Check this out.
I don't know, it's just so many different things, so many different moving parts, things to learn. Then you have the ability to, get to know people in the community by building that relationship with the customers and stuff like that. It's just rewarding.
All right, so Romero Taylor from Fire Station Express, he loves his car rear in car washing. Get it? Hey, yes. Always down for a good pun. He loves his career in car washing. For him, it was easy for him to connect with a friend who was opening a car wash, and that's kind of how he got into this industry. And for him, he's seeing that next path and growing as he goes. What would be hard probably is how do you find that next career opportunity for yourself if you're in this industry? And so ICA has started the Car Wash Career Center. So that's at careers.carwash.org. You can go check that out. If you are looking for your next big thing in your car wash career, you can look there. There are postings there. If you are on the other side of that and are looking to hire people like Romero, people like those folks we've had on this program who love their career in car washing, they see it as an opportunity to really do good and be fulfilled in their career efforts. You can go there and post as well. Postings are still free until October 1st, so make sure you go check that out. careers.carwash.org. All right, friends, the other thing I want to make sure that you all know about is the Women's Leadership Certificate Program. ICA can't do the Women's Leadership Experience event in person this year, so we've teamed up with Notre Dame to get access to this program for those high-performing females in your organizations. I could tell you about it, but let's just hear from somebody who's actually done the program.
Hi, everyone. It's Katie Wright from Houston, Texas. So last year I received an advertisement for women's leadership course made available through Notre Dame. I took the class with no idea what I would get out of it or what I'd be able to use, but I was really amazed at the course content and how relevant it was to my day-to-day work in the car wash industry. I was finally able to put a face and a name to behaviors and reactions that I was having in the workplace, and more importantly, given a toolbox full of tools to tackle those feelings and challenges. The month-long online format was perfect for me. I travel a lot. I have 2 toddlers, so I was really enjoying being able to listen to the pre-recorded lectures and then once a week join everybody else in the course and have a live session and just kind of talk about everything and work through the material together. The course really helped me start taking credit for the work that I've already done, set realistic standards for myself for future tasks and projects, and most importantly, helped me better communicate with those around me. I highly recommend this course for any woman in the car wash industry, and I hope that everyone gains as much as I did from participating. You don't want to miss out.
There you have it, straight from Katie, an actual participant in the Women Leadership Certificate Program. So if you are a high-performing female and want to further your career, you can check that out. If you have someone in your organization who is fitting that criteria, you can get them involved with this program as well. Again, the link right here, same place it's always going to be, carwash.org/WLE. Go there, check it out, get what you need for information, and get yourself signed up for that today. Next up on my fun list here, my friends, is swag. I love swag. I got some really great stuff, great additions on the swag table, or the Hall of Swag. We're trying to figure out a fun name for it. Great stuff back there. I am wearing my Car Wash on Hamlin Highway shirt. Thank you, Dave Edwards, for that. Dave Edwards is in Pennsylvania, part of the Pennsylvania Car Wash Association, and the most recent guest on Car Wash, the podcast. So Dave and local meteorologist there worked to kind of change the way that they talk about the car wash forecast. So interesting listen, a lot of good weather talk in there for all of us weather geeks out there. Go ahead and check that out at carwashthepodcast.com. One more piece of swag that I did get this week, super cool mug from DRB. Guys, thanks for this. This is awesome. I'm also wearing a DRB shirt because why not? I said, if you send me your swag, I will wear it. I will talk about it. I will showcase it. We will talk about this great cup. Send me your swag. Hashtag send Matt swag. Thanks, guys. All right. Now, before we get into the meat of our program here with our friend Brian Gleason out at Mr. Shine in Arizona, you all get another joke because we got jokes. You got jokes. Send me your jokes. Until you send me yours, you are stuck with mine. Guess what, friends? This joke is not mine, so you're in luck. So this week, Doug Parker from Express Wash Concepts sent this joke in, and it goes a little something like this. All right, so a car wash owner goes up to a customer and says, Mr. Smith, I really appreciate you as a customer. I wish I had 20 customers just like you. And Mr. Smith kind of is taken aback, and he's like, really? He's like, I'm pretty grumpy all the time, and I'm complaining about every wash, and I'm pretty angry with your employees. This is kind of surprising, but okay. And the wash owner insists, and he says, no, really, I wish I had 20 just like you. The problem is, I've got 200. Hey. Okay, all right. So that's this week's joke. Remember, if you've got one for me, send it to me, mdewolf@carwash.org. Now it's time for the main event, my friends. Check out this quick tour from Mr. Shine in Arizona, and we'll be back with Brian Gleason. Here we are. We're back with Brian Gleason, the man, the myth, the legend himself. Brian, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Matt.
Hey, Brian. So we just got to see a lot of really great footage there, courtesy of a local news crew there of your site. It is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful location. Before we get into talking about this specific location, though, let's back up a little bit because your path into this industry is pretty interesting and you've got a great story to share. So, can you just start with giving us kind of the elevator version of how Brian Gleason ended up in the car wash industry?
Oh, well, it's pretty simple, actually. About the third grade, I was going to school with the Bellinger boys. So they're Jimmy Bellinger, who's now at McNeil, and Richard and Lee, who are part of the owners of Motor City. We became very good friends growing up and going to college and making a little money on the side at their dad's factory. And I'm not sure if a lot of people know this, but their father and grandfather were the inventors of soft cloth for the car wash industry. So as they had their manufacturing company going through school, they offered me a position in sales and automotive assembly plants in North America. And then that translated into the Canadian sales manager. And then after I departed, fast forward a little bit, I went to Pico and I was their vice president of sales and marketing for about 20, 21 years. So yeah, that was it.
Just a short little stint in the industry.
Short, Jen. Yeah.
Well,
So it allowed me and afforded me an opportunity to see a lot of really neat things, a lot of different equipment, a lot of great people, and when you're in something that long, you can't help but glean something every day. So.
Well, it's interesting. Some might say, after seeing all of those things, why in the world would you open a car wash? But I think that what you're saying is that the good things rise to the top, right? And so those are the things that stuck with you in your experiences. But still, why did you decide to open a car wash after all these years on the equipment side?
Well, those that know me pretty well, Matt, know I'm not a very smart guy. So that's kind of how that evolved to where we're at today. But no, it was just because I did have the luxury of seeing so many things, I could figure out something that would differentiate myself in the marketplace. And with the situation at Pico, they were going a different direction, and I was not getting into an equity position, and I wasn't getting any younger. So my wife and I had some discussion, and with all the years of travel, I decided to kind of pull myself off the road and do a little something here, and that's kind of where we're at today with Mr. Shine.
Well, and you guys, it really is a family business, right? I mean, tell everybody and kind of share who all is involved with this from a family perspective.
Well, my wife is still working in banking, and someone's got to make some money while we're getting this off the ground and everything, right? But no, my son is the general manager, and he's learned an awful lot over the years, and he's traveled to quite a few washes and learned something from some of our peers in the industry. And then my daughter has come on, and she's running the HR department and social media, marketing, pretty much everything on the back end, right? So, yeah, it's a lot of fun working with them.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to actually do a thing with your family and to see that the kind of that legacy piece is going to live on, right? That's pretty special.
Exactly.
Let's back up a little bit. Let's talk about all this time on the road, all these car washes you've seen in Europe and all over the world. How important has that been for you in shamelessly stealing ideas from all of that to the success of your wash?
I don't know if it's shamelessly stealing. I think in a lot of parts, I look at that as my history with those guys has all been part of a collaboration.
Yeah.
Because as I was helping them select equipment and do things in their back room, marketing ideas, because I'd see so many things, I could help put a great marketer with a poor marketer. And every time we go to an ICA show or something, I would make sure I got someone that needed help in a certain area to sit down at dinner or have a coffee with someone that could really assist their business. So it was really just kind of a collaboration over the years and helping people out. And they've obviously been very gracious in helping me out and any questions I have and building what we're doing on this end. So it's more of just a friendship and collaboration that, and when you do anything, it's like coding, right? Like why was Bill Gates so successful? Because he's been coding since he was, in grade school. And that's kind of what happened with me. I've been in car washing for so long, it just kind of evolved to where we're at.
Well, and let's go a little deeper there, right? Like that relationship piece is key. And I know for you, you're big on making sure that you have good local distributors to work with, right? To help you along the way as you're doing this. You've got the benefit of, having more experience, but for folks who maybe don't have that experience and are getting into this business, talk a little bit about just the importance of building those relationships and making those connections and having good people that you can trust around you.
Yeah, I think for those that have four, five, six washes or a handful have been in it for a while, they kind of know what they're doing. They know their marketplace. For someone that's getting into it, you really have to lean on your local professionals because those guys know where the competition is. They can say, hey, I would not build there, or you might want to look at a different location because this guy's coming in across the street. These guys have a lot of wherewithal. They know what layouts work in their particular area. And then they can put you in the right equipment and everything else. Now, having said that, there's some cities that have really great professionals and other cities that have very poor professionals, right? So they've got to do their homework and seek out a relationship that works well for them. And those people help you with the demographics, going to the city, getting all your plans approved, architects, everything, right? All on down the line. So you can't underestimate the importance of that local distributor knowledge to help those guys out.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it every week on the show, it seems like, but people are important. They're the thing that make your business go.
No doubt.
So let's back up and not talk about people. Let's actually talk about your location. So you've got a flex operation in a very commercial area of Arizona. A lot of development going on there. You all have this interesting setup where it's like a lot of real commercial populated areas where people are going back in there and conducting retail business and that kind of thing. Talk about kind of why that location works for you, what you guys were kind of thinking when you got into it, and just maybe a little overview of what you did with the site.
Well, we were somewhat fortunate because there was a previous car wash owner in the city who had this site tied up and it was zoned for car washing and it was in a major development. And the developer, unbeknownst to me, I thought that gentleman owned the property and he didn't. He was going to lease it.
Hmm.
So, and it kind of sat there after the '07 recession and everything else. It sat there for a while. It wasn't a great site then because there was no rooftops out this way. But over time, this has become a dynamite location. So him having that site kind of kept the competition from that particular intersection, that particular area. And we were fortunate enough to get our hands on it. And so we acquired the site from the developer. And then I decided, what was I going to put on it? So the zoning was for gas, C-store, and a car wash. And I realized that in my travels, some of the better car washes I've been to that just blow you away when you're standing on the site. You just look and go, wow, you're crazy if you live within 20, 30 minutes of here and don't get your car washed here. So that's
Right.
kind of what we were going for, right?
Yeah, and you see that in the I don't have a good photo of it, but in the video does a nice job of showcasing just the breadth of the site and how clean it all feels and just how inviting of space it is. And you can tell like that's all part of that experience and making people feel good about coming there and wanting to get their car cleaned, which is why we're in this business, right? Giving people good
Exactly.
experiences. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, if you will. Everybody is talking about interior belts and detail cleaning belts. You all have one. It's a really nice one. Talk about like why you wanted to do that, why you put it in, and kind of what the benefit has been for you and your business.
Well, it's not for the faint of heart. And honestly, it's something that stuck with me from about 15, 18 years ago when I met, I think a lot of people know Richard Enning from Germany. And when I met his father, it struck me that I was just blown away on what they were doing. And two things that really stuck out with me is he mentioned to me he's not in the car wash business, to which I laughed. And he said, I'm in the real estate business and my property is cash flowing with car washes, which was, I think, brilliant. And then the other thing was he and my Dutch friends said that when the U.S. labor market gets to the point where we are in Europe, you guys will have to control your labor better. So if you look at the traditional full serve car washes that have 45 people running around on a Saturday or a Sunday, by putting them on that belt, you're able to kind of reduce your labor and be a little more efficient, right? And you can bang cars a little more efficiently. Ideally, for high volumes, you would want two or three of those belts but I'd be pretty happy if I maxed out my capacity on that one.
Yeah, and you've got it's a long. I'm showing some pictures of the belt itself. It is a long belt, right? I mean, you have capacity to crank through quite a bit of volume there. And to talk to me a little bit about what you're seeing from customers. I mean, as they're kind of getting into this, what are they saying? Like, what's been the feedback? Is there anything that kind of people are just over the moon about?
Well, yeah, it takes some time. I think I had some friends that came over from Europe that have several belts, and I was getting frustrated with my percentages late last year, and I was only 8, 10 months into it. To which they said, "Hey, Brian, here's the first 2, 3 years, our customers didn't know what the belt was, what was even going on in that building." And he said it's going to take 2 to 3 years for them to really figure it out. The ones that do come in are just blown away with the efficiency. We've got a free coffee for customers in there, or hot chocolate, whatever they'd like. And they're in and out and back on the road in 15 to 18 minutes max, right? Which for a flex service, that's pretty good timing, and they're happy with that. So yeah, the feedback's been great. We recently won Phoenix's Best of the Valley, which is the top car wash in the city, and we're pretty proud of that. And great marketing efforts by my daughter, but it's also the customers, right? They're the ones that are out there voting for it. So.
Yeah, do you have like a championship belt or anything? Like
You know
anything?
what? It's a good idea, Matt. Maybe we can design one.
Yeah, we could throw it over the shoulder and you walk around. You're like best in the valley. I think that's the play. I think maybe I need to we're gonna make a best guest of Car Wash Magazine Live championship belt, and we're gonna give one out every year. I
There
said
you
it,
go.
and now I have to do it. So we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out later. Just sometimes you say things and you do it later. Brian, thank you so much for being on the program. Before I let you get back to the business of washing cars, I want to know, what is it that gives you hope, or what keeps you kind of coming back to this industry?
Well, the opportunity, but it's also something that's in your blood. As you know, once anyone's been in it for a certain period of time, you're done. You're hooked. You're in it. And this is, I think Mark DeGraff put it best. He said it's like a disease. Once you get it, you've got it for a long period of time, and you can't get rid of it. And but it's a good disease. And what keeps me coming back is the opportunity and the optimism. You see these young kids that come into work for us, excuse me, and then they have the opportunity to go off to college, and we're giving them their first jobs. It's opportunities like that to be part of the community that is really, really, really fortunate for us. We enjoy it.
Yeah, it is nice to see that there is there is something behind it all, right? It's not just the upper echelon of car washers are going to do their thing and then it's going to go away. There is fresh blood. There is a lot of energy, a lot of hope and optimism coming through in this industry right now. That is makes it a little easier to go to work every day, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Brian, thank you for being on the program today. For those of you watching at home or in your car or wherever you might be, when you're out there, remember, keep it clean.